I just wanted to take a minute and say that the world is just absolutely disgusting. You know, you got all this stuff with the Charlie Kirk assassination and people celebrating. And then you got this young woman that was murdered on a train, and people are trying to argue over whether it was a race killing or a hate crime. I mean, the guy said in the video, "I got that white woman." What else could it be? Then I wake up today and I look in my local town, and a woman was arrested for killing her 3 infant children. Apparently she has 5 kids, but she just had triplets, I'm guessing. Murdered the 3 infants and was evicted from her house and left their corpses in the house that she moved out of, and the landlord found their corpses while cleaning the house out. Like, just disgusting stuff everywhere you look. And for people celebrating the death of the Kirk guy, like, people need to take a minute and think. It's not about the left or the right. Like, whether you agree with somebody or not, that's the problem, is people are just so quick to hate. There's good people on the left and good people on the right. It's the extremists on both sides that are dangerous. Mainly the far lefts from what I see, but an extremist, no matter what side you're on, is dangerous. We need to be able to hear each other out. And, I mean, even Charlie Kirk, he would refuse people from Turning Point if he thought they were too extreme, even if they were extreme on his side. He was willing to hear people out, and that's what we need in our country, in our world. You know, instantly people start talking about something and they don't agree with somebody else, and they instantly go to fighting. Like, I catch myself doing it from time to time. You know, I hear somebody say something and instantly I'm like, wow, how dumb are you? And then I'm like, wait a second, let's hear them out. If you can give me a logical, reasonable explanation as to why you believe what you believe and how you've come to those beliefs, I will respect your belief whether I agree with it or not. You might change my mind, you might not, but I'll respect you if you have a logical reason. If I ask you what a woman is and you say a woman is a person that feels like a woman, you're dumb. Feelings aren't facts. Making you feel, if you feel like you're a woman, that don't make you a woman. Now, if you say, chromosomes, XXXY, have scientific data to back it up, kind of hard to argue with science, isn't it? But regardless of which side of the argument you stand on, at least hear people out. And again, if you truly believe something, and I mean believe it with all your heart, not just that somebody else indoctrinated you or pounded it into your head, and you have good logical reasons as to why you believe it, then stand behind what you believe, but at least be willing to hear other people out. No matter what the topic is, no matter what, if you agree with it or not, it doesn't matter. We need to be able to listen to other people. Otherwise, this world's just going to keep going down the shitter. And I mean, that's really all there is to it. I saw a story on the news. A teacher went into school. Her class was 10 and 11-year-old children. And she played the unedited, gory, bloody version of the assassination on repeat, had the kids in tears, and told them that they should be proud to witness the murder of a fascist, and made them keep watching it. And they went home and told their parents. The school board put the teacher on leave. Didn't even fire him, put him on leave. That is something that people need to be worried about. You got people like that as teachers. I'm sure a lot of you have seen all this stuff going around, the list of people getting fired for celebrating. Look at that list and see how many teachers there are. It is crazy how many people are teachers on that list. Now, yeah, I know that there was a lot of stuff that Charlie was saying about defunding the Department of Education, and all these teachers are doing is proving as to why he thought it needed defunded. You're making his argument stronger, not weaker. If all the teachers were standing up and praying for them and doing the right thing and trying to help students grieve, then okay, maybe it would put an argument against what he said. But instead, you're just being idiots and being like, yep, you're right, we should defund the Department of Education. Look at all these awful people molding our children's minds. I'm glad my kid's out of school. If she wasn't, there's no way I'd let her go to public school nowadays. It's ridiculous. I don't remember ever when I was in school my teachers trying to talk about political stuff. The only political thing I ever remember when I was in school is I was in school when 9/11 happened, and I remember our teachers turning on the TV and making us watch the news conference when the towers fell. That's it. Never was it trying to indoctrinate us to the left or to the right. You know, like that didn't, it wasn't a thing back then. I mean, it might have been, but it wasn't in my school. And it's scary. These people are supposed to be teaching our kids, and half the kids out there are dumb as a box of rocks. They don't know anything that's real world knowledge. Because they're being taught stuff like this, like what is a woman, and politics, and fascism, and hate, and racism, and no wonder look at all the murders. How many of them are done by 50, 60-year-olds nowadays? Not many. Mostly young kids that are in high school or just got out of high school or in college. Young kids that are just being fed hate, and no matter where they go. We need to start doing better with our youth, or we're done for. And if people can't see that, they are honestly, I don't care if you agree with me or not, if you like me or not, I don't care. Take a minute and think about these things. And if you can't see the truth behind it, then you're part of the problem. And that's really all there is to it. It's just disgusting. That's all there is to say. And I'm not a left or a right. Now, if I had to say anything, I'd say I'm probably more conservative than anything. I'm not a very religious person. I believe in God, I guess, but I don't believe in the Bible so much. I don't know where I stand on that. But those are just my beliefs. And it changes all the time. I used to be an atheist. You learn things in life. You gain life experience. You see things, and these change your opinions. And if you can seriously look at everything going on in the world right now and not question the state of humanity and the state of society, God, then I pray for you. I pray for our futures. For the last several years, I haven't even really been on social media or anything, and now I'm trying to make a channel to just talk to people, maybe give some advice, because I'm getting a little older, and I've lived through a lot of things, and I thought maybe I can offer some advice to somebody out there and help them. And that's all I want to do, is try to help somebody. So if my video series can reach one person and make a difference in their life, I completed my mission. I made this channel to start talking about mental health and addiction. No wonder addiction is so rampant and crazy. I've been an addict. I was addicted to drugs, heroin, and pills, and whatever I could get my hands on, but mainly heroin. That stuff is hard to get off of. And the system is stacked against you, and it makes it harder. And then you got everybody else like, oh, addicts are garbage. They're a menace to society. No one's helping them. And the hate is just so crazy. No wonder people want to use drugs whenever you wake up and it's just murder, murder, murder. People celebrating murder. People trying to teach our kids to celebrate murder. Like, why would you want to just have a normal day and not be stoned out of your mind? I'm not saying to go back to drugs, because drugs are terrible, and it took me a long time to get away from them, but I'm just saying, like, look at the world and tell me that you couldn't understand why somebody would want to use. we need to do better. Not just Americans, people. Period. We need to do better. You know, we're not very far off from wiping ourselves out completely. You know, at this point, maybe that's what God's pushing us to do. Maybe he's like, you guys are a lost cause. Do whatever you want. Kill each other off. I'm done with you. Maybe that's what's going on. Because, I mean, that would explain a lot as to why things are the way they are. I'm not saying that we got to find religion, although that would be a good thing. I'm not saying that people need to shut down the left or shut down the right, although that'd probably be a good thing. I'm just saying, try to be a decent person. Try to teach students what's right and wrong, and not what we think is right and wrong, not our political beliefs. Morality. Teach them to say thank you. Teach them things they need in life. The morality stuff as far as political views and all that other crap and what is a woman, and let them get a little older and figure out what they really believe themselves. Don't be forcing all this hate into them at such young ages. Maybe if we start being stricter on getting the right knowledge and the right information and wisdom and discipline to children, maybe we'll start to see things turn around in future generations. And yes, discipline is a big thing. Kids need discipline, not abuse. I'm not saying that we need to punch our children in the mouth, but swatting them on the butt? Absolutely. And I don't care if you agree with that or not. You look at the most decent people out there, and they'll tell you, I was terrified my parents were going to whoop my butt when I was growing up. Whereas of most of the people that are evil, didn't get their asses whooped at all. What's that tell you? Might be something to it, huh? Look, that's all I got for this video. I was disgusted and needed to get that out. But seriously, people, think about it. Start trying to make a difference where you can. Whether it's putting out videos like this, whether it's listening to a video of somebody else that you don't agree with, sitting and talking to somebody you don't agree with, trying to help somebody, a stranger, whatever it is. Just, if we all start trying to do whatever we can to be better and do better and help others, it'll make a difference. If we just all need to help where we can. But if everybody seriously puts an effort into it, no matter how small of a change it is, if everybody's making a little change here and a little change there, it's going to turn out to be a big change overall. And that's what we need. And maybe this Charlie Kirk thing and all these other murders going on, the Ukrainian woman, the beheading, the illegal immigrants, turn on the news right now in your local town. I'm sure there's a murder or some horrible crime nearby in the last week. That's all you ever see anywhere. We need to all start making some changes and doing different. I got a grandkid on the way. And I'm not old enough to be a grandfather, but I got a grandbaby on the way, and I am terrified. Not because I'm going to be a grandfather, but because I'm going to be a grandfather in this world, this society. That is terrifying. That I got a grandbaby that's got to grow up in this. Think about stuff like that. And all these young kids out there posting and celebrating like they need in a new environment. They need help, because otherwise they're going to be the next mass murderer or psychopath you see on the news. And not because they did anything wrong. Because we're failing them as the generation that was supposed to teach them and lead them. We need to do better for these young kids. We've already failed our generation, this generation. We need to start doing better for the next generation. I hope people seriously think about that.